Hi, everybody. It's Miss Mancini, and welcome back to another First Chapter Friday. I hope you had a great week and that you checked out my other video last week. If not, make sure that you take a look at it. It's a spooky story, which is perfect for October. And today, I have another spooky story for you. Especially with Halloween coming around, I thought this would be the perfect chance to share a favorite of mine that actually just came out not too long ago. It's by author Lindsay Curry, and it's called Scritch, Scratch. I absolutely love this book, and I know you will too. It involves a spooky ghost tour and a bus that brings people along this tour throughout the city of Chicago. You're going to love it. So today I'm going to read the first chapter of it, and I want to thank Sourcebooks for giving me permission to do so. So hang tight and let's see what happens. Chapter 1. If someone had told me yesterday that I'd be spending my Saturday morning in the aisle of a stuffy bookstore searching for ghost stories, I would have told them they were nuts. But here I am, staring down an entire row of books with titles like Windy City Mysteries and Chi-Town Haunts and Second City Ghosts. I guess I should have expected this. Having a dad who is interested in creepy Chicago history is one thing, but having a dad who is obsessed with it is another thing altogether. 2 years ago, he wrote a mystery novel called Spirits of Chicago. He went on a book tour and even did an interview on the local news station. I was cool with it at first, but when he announced to the family that he was quitting his job teaching history to start a tour bus company, things went sideways. See, it wasn't just any tour bus company, it was a ghost tour bus company. Seriously, ghost tours. So it's no big shocker that we're standing in this bookstore instead of going home. Dad is drawn to this kind of stuff. The dark, the sinister, the ghostly. I prefer beakers and test tubes to gravestones and mausoleums. Science is predictable, comforting. It's something you can see, hear, touch, and smell, unlike Dad's ghosts. The boulder isn't even placed over Kennison's actual burial site, Dad mutters to no one in particular. This is how he gets when he's researching. It's more like a trance than anything. So usually I just leave him alone. Only today, it's hard. This place could put a Mountain Dew addict to sleep. A giggle breaks the silence. I swivel my head, looking for my best friend Castley. That was her giggle. I'm sure of it. I start to walk in the direction I think the laughter came from, but I stop in my tracks when I realize she isn't alone. Staying behind a bookshelf, I watch Cass flip through the pages of a graphic novel, while Emily Craig reads over her shoulder. They burst into laughter once more, the sound of their happiness needling me. I ease farther behind the bookshelf and force myself to breathe through the ache in my stomach. Cass did not invite me to hang out with them. She did not even mention it. Emily just moved here a couple of months ago, but Castley has been hanging out with her more and more lately, inviting her to sit at our lunch table, begging her to join the science club, including her on group texts. There's nothing wrong with Emily. I mean, she seems nice enough, but she's quiet when I'm around. Castley swears it's nothing. I'm not so sure. I guess I get it. Emily and I don't have anything in common. She's into stuff Cass and I have never been into before. Makeup, hair products, clothes. Now that Castley seems to be into these things too, I feel like I don't belong whenever the three of us are together. Dad, I whisper, rounding the corner where my father is still standing, nose in a book. Can we go now? He slowly flips a page. then immediately turns it back as if he might have missed something. I drop my face into my hands and groan. The longer we stay here, the more likely it is that Cass will see me. Even worse, she might think I'm spying on her. "Dad!" I hiss louder, ignoring the pointed stare of a man shuffling past. "I have to work on my science fair project. Can you just buy the book so we can go home?" Dad looks up, blinking at me as if he has just remembered I'm here. He probably has. "Oh, sure thing, Claire. Let me check out really quick, and I'll get you home." I scan the aisles nervously, suddenly aware that Castley's laughter has quieted down. Maybe they left. Peeking around the bookshelf at the register, I groan at my bad luck. Not only is Castley still there, she's buying something. Dad heaves his enormous messenger bag off the floor and taps on the cover of the book he's holding. The picture on the front is of several men in suits, smoking cigars and leaning against a brick wall. The word massacre is printed across the lower half of the photo in a shocking red that looks like it's dripping down the page. I wince. Is that supposed to be blood? It's about a mob hit in the 1920s where 7 men died, so I'd assume so, Dad says with a dry chuckle. I've never considered making the site of the St. Valentine's Day massacre part of the tour, but this book might have changed my mind. There's been quite a lot of paranormal activity documented there, plus the site is so close, practically right next to your school. Next to my school? My skin bristles uncomfortably. I've learned a lot over the last 2 years about our neighborhood, Lincoln Park, and unfortunately, it's all bad. Unlike most parents, Dad doesn't focus on normal Chicago history when he tells stories. Forget protests and pioneers and famous residents. Instead, it's always some nightmarish tragedy that left behind an angry, restless spirit, or several. Whatever. Dad's stories used to scare me, but that was back before I was into science and knew how fake all this stuff is. Ready to hit the road? He nudges me toward the cashier with a conspiratorial grin, as if I'm just as excited about his new book as he is. Little does he know that I'd rather eat the book than read it. I mumble, slowly picking my bag up off the floor to waste time. If Dad rushes for the checkout line right now, he'll run straight into Cass. He'll show her the book. He might even start talking about his ghost tours, and even though Castley is used to it, Emily isn't. No matter how nice Castley thinks she is, she'll start rumors. New people always do. Slinging my bag over my shoulder, I snatch the book from Dad's hands. You can get this cheaper online. Dad looks like he's been slapped. You know I don't like shopping online, Claire. That is driving bookstores like this out of business. Darn. If this store goes out of business, it will be one less place for Dad to embarrass us. I'm just saying that if you want the book, you could get it tomorrow for way less by doing that. Please listen. Please try to hear what I'm actually saying. Please, please, please. Dad shoves his glasses up his nose and gives me a stern look. Reaching over, he pries my fingers off the book one at a time. The price is fine, little Miss Cheapskate. Let's go. Just when I think I have no choice but to trip him or fake an injury of my own to slow him down, I hear the jingle of the small bell above the door. Someone left. Trotting to the window, I exhale in relief. It was Castley. She skips away from the store, one willowy arm linked through Emily's like a fence. A fence meant to keep me out. Well, that's chapter 1, everybody. Now, if you continue reading this book, you'll find out lots more about ghostly hauntings and legends in Chicago, and I really hope you do pick this book up. You can find it at your local bookstore or an online bookstore or even at your local library. Again, the title is Scratch, and it's by Lindsay Curry. I hope that you've enjoyed your time with me today, everybody, and be back next week for another First Chapter Friday. Happy reading!